Look at the Holland Tunnel. That's your best bet right now. It's 15 to 20 minutes to get on through. Lincoln Tunnel, a touch slower, 20 to 25 over there. And your George Washington Bridge sitting at 35 to 40 minutes. We'll be right back with more news, weather, and traffic on PIX11. Don't go anywhere.
It is nuts. All right, it's 7:47 right now. Let's get a check on weather and traffic.
That is insane. I think you get to the point where you're just like, all right, could we just wrap this?
Yeah, realistic. Somebody, come on, let's go.
Anyway.
Being at that game, too, wow. Whew. And they stayed. The crowd stayed.
Yeah.
Good for them. Can't wait to see how everything evolves with the World Series. Let's see how things are evolving in the weather department. Temperatures below freezing. Montgomery, Monticello, well above freezing. New York City, Jackson Heights, 46. We're well into the 50s. Increasing clouds are expected today, although we start off with plenty of sunshine. Here's a look at overnight temperatures. Remember, there'll be added clouds, so it's going to keep temperatures on the higher side of things versus the chill that we've been experiencing. Staying nice and dry. Those clouds developing later on today after about 3 o'clock especially. The rain should hold off until early Thursday morning. Starts off pretty light. The afternoon hours is when things start to ramp up in the evening. The evening commute, a little bit of a doozy, so definitely keep that in mind. Here's what to expect. We expect to dry out by Friday, Halloween. 1 to 2 inches possible, a little less in some areas, a little bit more in others. Heavy rain, thunderstorms are possible, gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour. There could be some flooding, urban flooding, coastal flooding, travel disruptions, definitely. And speaking of disruptions, definitely, Melissa, causing some real disruptions across the entire island of Jamaica. We talked about how tightened this core is. It's expected to make landfall sometime late morning into the early afternoon. We're looking at by lunchtime. Of course, this keeps on slowing down a bit. It did pick up in forward speed since we got on the air this morning, went from 2 to 5, and it's still at 5. We have another update probably as we speak. We'll continue to keep you posted. But look at the quadrants. We like to break it down in terms of quadrants to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. Look at this arrow. This is for a northward movement. You figure it's actually moving northeast, so you kind of want to tilt this arrow a little bit further down. Right side of the storm is where we're seeing the most impacts, including winds, really powerful winds, tornadoes, storm surge, flooding, all on the table as far as the right front quadrant. That's where we're seeing the heaviest or the most damage in all of this. So you figure, expect, just to give you a scenario, if we make landfall in Black River, for instance, if you're in Mandeville, you'll get the worst of the storm at that point. So it's on the east side of the storm where we're seeing the most damage overall, with the right front quadrant being the worst. If you're on the west side of the storm, yes, you'll feel the impact, especially winds and whatnot. So if you're in Savlamar or any place further west, Negril, for instance, you'll get more in the way of winds. And of course, flooding is definitely going to be a problem for all, especially flash flooding with all that rain coming down at a very fast movement pace. So that's something that we're going to be tracking: catastrophic flash flooding, numerous landslides, powerful winds, structural damage, and of course storm surge up to 13 feet is what we're expecting. Some areas a little bit less, but either way, this is going to be a life-threatening kind of situation, and things are deteriorating as we speak. There's a look at your 7-day rain for Thursday. More on that coming up. Looks good for Halloween. We'll send it over to Alexa Farrell.
This PIX11 weather report presented by HomeServe.
Good morning. Sun's up here, and we're taking a look at the Long Island Expressway. Traffic pretty heavy in both directions as you head into the city, especially heavy and slow. Southern State Parkway on the eastbound side. Check out this. This is that crash right here. You can see that vehicle looking like it's pretty messed up with an emergency vehicle, a police vehicle just behind it here. So that's causing delays on the eastbound side. This is right by exit 28S, which is Wantagh Avenue. Center lane blocked. You can see traffic moving on both sides, and that is also causing delays as you're traveling east. Grand Central Parkway also on the eastbound side, right by Parsons Boulevard. One left lane blocked. We have multiple vehicles involved in this crash, so I'm sure that'll take a moment to clear up, but things are building up, and rubbernecking delays are pretty significant as well over here. We have EMS activity that's causing delays right now on your A, F, J, and L trains, and alternate side parking rules are in effect. So pretty slow day on the roads. I'd give yourself extra travel time. Dan and Hazel, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Alexa. Appreciate it. So a day for celebration as your forecast on a Tuesday morning. And meteorologist Stacy-Ann keeping a close eye on what's happening in the tropics. So many folks have loved ones down there.
Oh, yes, myself included. And we just got an update. I just wanted to bring it to you and then get to our local forecast in just a second. Now, maximum sustained winds, as you can see, big system here. And it's very well organized. We're already seeing some really strong downpours across Jamaica. Right now, maximum sustained winds, that has remained consistent. 175. But here's what's changed. It's moving northeast at now 7 miles per hour. So it's now starting to pick up forward speed. So I imagine when the next update comes in, which is 11 o'clock local time, it possibly could be either making landfall or just near landfall. And they'll be updating accordingly, the National Hurricane Center, that is. It's expected to stay a very strong hurricane. We'll have more on that and more on our local forecast coming up. We'll send it over to Alexa.
All right, Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. Long Island Expressway heavy at this moment. Traffic as you're moving towards Long Island and Queens a touch better. Southern State Parkway on the eastbound side right now, we are seeing a crash up here. You can see it in our camera shot. There's a police vehicle there on scene, and that's blocking the center lane. Traffic is attempting to flow on by at a pretty normal speed, but of course you have to take it slow, and we are seeing delays because of that. Moving over just a touch here, the Grand Central Parkway on the eastbound side. This is a significant crash. Multiple vehicles involved right by Parsons Boulevard. We have multiple left lanes blocked. Emergency crews are there on the scene at this point, and we also have some rubbernecking delays as well. Right now, we're seeing delays on NJ Transit. That's your main Bergen and your northeast corridor. Ferries are running on time, and alternate side parking rules are in effect. Dan and Hazel, over to you now.
Storm surge potential, flooding, and even the right rear quadrant, so the east side of the storm. It doesn't mean that you are completely exempt. There's still going to be powerful winds to have to contend with. There are structural buildings that are not structurally built that are sound. So with that said, that's going to be issue with the powerful winds, and also a lot of rain. Heavy downpours, thunderstorms in a very short amount of time. Upwards of about 40 inches is quite possible. We have warnings all over, including that tropical storm warning still in Haiti. So imagine how massive this storm is. Highlighted in red, that's your hurricane warning. It means that these conditions are imminent, it's happening, and it's going to happen within the next 36 hours as well. Maximum sustained winds, 175 miles per hour, moving northeast at 7 miles per hour. So it is slow moving. Remember, at one point, this storm system was stationary, meaning it was just meandering, it wasn't moving. Then this morning, it was at about 2 miles per hour in terms of movement. Now we're at 7 miles per hour, so it is picking up in forward speed. And with that said, we anticipate this making landfall as a Category 5 somewhere in the parish of St. Elizabeth. I mean, it could wobble a little further Westmoreland, but I think St. Elizabeth seems to be that trajectory. Then making landfall again as a powerful Cat 4 or even Cat 5, Cuba later on today. Then passing over the Bahamas and heading northward from there in toward Bermuda and staying in the Atlantic offshore, not affecting the mainland, but of course it's something that we're going to continue to monitor. 10 to 20 inches Cuba, isolated spots even higher, 6 to 12 Haiti, Dominican Republic, upwards of around 40 inches as we mentioned in Jamaica. Now this is a storm surge situation, 9 to 13 feet along the south coast. North coast not exempt, a little less, but still very dangerous. South coast of Cuba, about 7 to 11 feet. That's something that we're going to pay close attention to. Remember that wind field we talked about. Tropical storm force conditions all over the island of Jamaica. Right now, school day forecast looking good. Just make sure the kids are bundled up nicely. It is a little chilly out. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Rain for Thursday. We talked about gusty winds, a lot of rain, short amount of time as well. There could be some ponding. Falling back this weekend. Looks good for Marathon Sunday and Halloween. We'll send it over to Alexa.
This PIX11 weather report was presented by Spectrum. It's internet, mobile, and streaming TV all from one place. It's only everything.
Good morning. It's 8:22. Taking a look at the Long Island Expressway, we do have a disabled vehicle. This is on the eastbound side. You can see that vehicle right there. It does appear that an emergency vehicle has appeared on the scene at this point, and that vehicle is off to the side. So you do have the shoulder blocked. Again, this is causing slowdowns there on the eastbound side. Westbound side, moving just fine. LA eastbound, this is the delays that we are seeing. So you're pretty significantly backed up right by exit 28, which is Francis Lewis Boulevard. Left lane blocked. Moving along now to our subways. EMS activity has Manhattan-bound trains skipping the Rockaway Boulevard on your A. That's the Rockaway Boulevard stop because of EMS activity. Transit, your rails are in good shape, except NJ Transit does have delays on your northeast corridor because of a staffing issue. Other than that, Metro North, LIRR, and PATH train looking good and running on schedule. And on the water, you're in good shape. Everything running on time here as well. Alternate side parking rules are in effect. Hazel and Dan, I'll send it back to you guys now.
All right, Alexa, thank you. After Halloween,
Plenty of sunshine. However, we do anticipate clouds developing later on, winds out of the northeast. And as you can see, as we zoom out, the showers, the storms staying well to our south. So don't need to worry about that right now. We're going to stay dry. High pressure's in control. What you will need, though, is a heavier jacket, that's for sure. We're in the 30s and 40s across the board, a little cooler north and west of the city. As you can see there, 45 New York City, and a little bit cooler north and west in the 30s. Breezes are continuing to pick up. It's a little gusty at times. Here's a look at your planner. Temperatures only maxing out in the 50s, and the cloud cover will prevent those temperatures additionally from rising even further. Of course, we are talking about Melissa. More on that coming up. We're going to send things over to Alexa Farrell.
All right, Stacy-Ann, thank you so much for taking a look here. A live look right now at the George Washington Bridge. About 25 to 30 minutes to get across to the span over there. Lincoln Tunnel's actually slower, 35 to 40 minutes. And then the Holland Tunnel best, 15 to 20. Moving over to transit now, your A is currently seeing Manhattan-bound trains skip Rockaway Boulevard because of EMS activity. So that's something to note if you are taking the A train. Metro North, LIRR, and PATH train doing just fine. We are seeing NJ Transit delays on your northeast corridor because of staffing issues. But as expected, on the water, ferries are running on time and alternate side parking rules are in effect. So don't forget to move the car. Dan and Hazel, we'll send it back over to you now.